Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. So in our last lecture, we have done a quick revision of all the schemes that we have covered under the Ministry of Finance. And if you haven't watched the video yet, you can find the link of the lecture in the description box below. And as I promised you, in this particular week, we are going to cover all the newly launched scheme. See, these schemes are very important from the phase 1 point of view, and as RBI grade B examination is near, we are not going to leave any stone unturned. So see, the scheme that we are going to cover today, it is scheme for economic empowerment of DNTs, SNTs and NTs, and in short form it is SEED. What are these DNTs, SNTs? Everything we are going to cover in this particular lecture. So before learning all the important key features that are under this particular scheme, let's first see what are these DNTs, which is denotified tribe, what are SNTs, that is semi-nomadic tribe, and what are NTs, that is nomadic tribes, and why there was need to launch this particular scheme. So see, what happened during the British era, there were many communities and many tribes that were directly dependent on the forest for their survival, right? So there were tribes, and apart from that there are also semi-nomadic tribes and nomadic tribes. So what are the difference between these? See, nomadic tribes, these are the community, these are the people who do not have a permanent address, so they move on from one place to another. Okay, so these are the nomadic tribes. What are semi-nomadic tribes? So just like nomadic tribes, they also do not have a permanent home and they also keep on moving, but the frequency of the semi-nomadic tribes, it is quite lesser when compared to the nomadic tribes. And yes, there were other tribes also which were there, so they do not used to move from one place to another, but yes, they were dependent on the forest and the ecology and the environment for their daily survival. Now the British, because they see forest as a useful resource, so what they did, they banned these tribes, and what they came up with, they came up with Criminal Tribes Act 1871, and they notified these tribes. Apart from SNT and NT, which were given a name, but there were other tribes also, they were notified under this criminal act. And what was done, so there were many sanctions that were imposed on them, and there were cruelty, you can say a lot of cruelty was faced by these tribes, these notified tribes. They were they could not go from one place to another, they cannot enter the forest, and there were many such sanctions that were imposed on them. Okay, now what happened when government when India, it got independence, so the independent government of India, they denotified these tribes. Okay, so now I hope you know how this name denotified came into action, because by Criminal Tribes Act, these tribes, they were notified, and after the independence they were denotified. Okay, so now they become denotified tribes. Now these denotified tribes, that is the DNT, that is denotified tribes, SNT and ST. Now, do they fall into the category of SCs, STs, OBCs, or what? Okay, so see, because the categorization has been done that this community will fall under the SC, this community fall in the ST. So some of these fall into the category of ST, some of these fall into the category of SC and then OBC, but still there were many communities left that did not fall into any categories. So now government, it has launched so many programs for upliftment of the backward class of the society, be it SC, ST, OBC, but they were they remain ignored, because they did not fall into any categories. And that is why the government, it came out with this particular scheme to focus on this section of society which is completely excluded from the mainstream society. Okay, so I hope now you have a basic idea that why this scheme was launched and what is the importance of it. Okay, now let's come and start with the basic things and see the launch year of this scheme, because it is recently launched on 15th February 2022. Okay, and this particular scheme, it falls under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay, do remember the ministry, it is Social Justice and Empowerment. Now, although this particular scheme, it falls under this ministry, but there are various other departments also that would be implementing the different components of this particular program, particular scheme. We are going to understand what are the different components in the next slide, but herein you have to have a brief idea. I have made a separate block for this. So this particular scheme that will be implemented by Development of Welfare Board for DNTs, SNTs and NTs, then Ministry of Rural Development, National Rural India Livelihood Mission and National Health Authority. These all will be involved. How we are going to study it in a while. And what is the budget allocation for this? Because this is recently launched. See, this is a purely center sector scheme. What is a center sector scheme? These are those schemes which is 100% funded by the central government. Okay, so this particular seed scheme, it is center sector, and 200 crore, approximate 200 crore, it has been allocated for the financial year of from 2021-2022 to 25-26. That is for 5 years. This particular budget has been allocated for the seed scheme. So, okay, so that is clear. Now let's move ahead and look at what is the aim. So see, as I said before also, the aim is to bring these backward classes, or you can say ignored section of the society into the mainstream. Okay, and then eligibility criteria is what? So herein there are two important things. The first one is that the income from all the sources, means whatever sources they have for the income, including everything, their income should be lesser than 2.50 lakh, okay, per annum. Means either 2.50 lakh or lesser than that. It cannot be more than that. That is one criteria for being the part of the scheme. And other is also not availing any benefits from the similar schemes. As I said before, there are many schemes that are there for SC, ST, OBC, and some of this community of DNTs, NTs and STs, SNT, they fall under that category. So if they are already availing any benefit from that particular those schemes, those similar schemes, they cannot be part of this. And if they do not cannot avail because they do not fall into that category, they fall under this particular scheme. Okay, and I think that is pretty much clear. And now let's move ahead and look at the different components of this scheme. So see, this particular component, it has four important this scheme has four important components. First one is education. See, when we are talking about upliftment of a particular section of society or even a person, we focus on four things. First of all, to provide them with good education, right? Then to have them a good health, focusing on their health, to have a insurance for that. Then facilitate livelihood, means to give them opportunity for job, to develop their skill set, right? So that they can have a proper job. And then housing, a place to live. Right, so this is what also focused under the seed scheme, that these four are important essential criteria for to have a good life. So that is why these were focused on, and we'll have a brief idea of every sector, how government is going to invest in it. So for when we talk about education, so see, free coaching will be provided for the denotified students. Okay, so through an online portal, a merit would be made, and it is said that approx 6 to 50 students, they would be given free coaching for the next 5 years. And how they what kind of coaching? So coaching for the entrance exam of medical, JEE, so that the students or the people, the DNT students, they can have an opportunity to compete with the rest of the mainstream society, and they can end up in a good institute. Okay, so these would be competitive examination, they would be provided free of cost coaching for the next 5 years. This is the target of the government, the 6 to 50 students, they would be taught under this program, under this initiative. And total funds that has been allocated for this is 50 crore, means for education only, out of that 250 crore will be invested in this. So I hope that is clear. Now let's move to the insurance, health insurance, that how government they are going to focus on this particular sector. So see, for that the government, it says that they are going to provide financial assistance to National Health Authority. Means, see, these authorities, they already exist, National Health Authority also and state health agencies also, but they are focusing on the rest of the backward section, or whatever be their norms for the providing the health insurances, right? But now because we are focusing on DND, so government that has allocated 200 crore for this particular scheme only, they would provide financial assistance so that this DNT could also get the benefit out of it. So for them to get benefit, there should be more money that would be needed under for the national by the NHA and SHA, right? So for that, government will be providing that financial assistance. So financial assistance would be provided, so that what would happen, there is a health insurance cover for 5 lakh per family per year for DNT, NT and ST, because we are talking about health insurance would be provided to every family. And how much health insurance? 5 lakh per family as per the norms of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. So what is this concept? Okay, people are already getting health insurance, okay, but now we want more people to get this insurance. What are these more people? DNTs, SNTs, NTs, right? But if we want them to get more, if we want to get them insurance, we need more money also. So government would provide that financial assistance for that. Okay, so I hope that is clear, that for as the norms of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, they would be getting 5 lakh per family per year health insurance. Okay, who? DNTs, NTs and SNTs. Okay, and total fund that the government will spend on this for next 5 years, that would be 49 crore. Okay, and it is estimated at around 4,44,500 families they would be covered under this particular insurance scheme. Okay, families we are talking about here. So this was for the health insurance component of this particular scheme. Now let's move ahead and look at the next one, which is to facilitate the livelihood condition. So herein what it says, financial assistance would be provided to National Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, for what? For building an association. So basically what we've done, this NRLM, it all is already in progress, that is okay, and also State Rural Livelihood Mission, it is already running. So but financial assistance would be provided so that DNTs would also be included in these missions. Okay, and that is to provide the livelihood facilities, to provide that skill set for them to do some business, or that business, small business, or for giving them some job opportunities. Okay, so that is to provide or to facilitate the livelihood. And the next one and the last one, the last component is housing. So under housing, what would be done? A separate outlay. Again, there is already a fund allocation for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and now a separate outlay will be done, specially focusing on to providing housing for the DNTs, SNTs and NTs. Okay, only for the DNTs living in rural areas. For now, it is specific importance, and the houses will be provided only for the DNTs that are living in the rural areas. That is written in the notification that has been released by the government while they launch this particular scheme. Okay, so and these are for the people who cannot take benefits under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay, so for that the government is giving financial assistance, and what is that? Rupees 1.20 lakh in plains and 1.30 lakh in hilly areas. Okay, that what the government they are going to invest, and then approximately 4,200 houses that will be constructed in the next 5 years for the DNTs, and total fund would be 50 crore for this particular component of the scheme. Okay, so I hope this all concept, these are clear to you all, and we'll move ahead with the implementation now. How these would things will be implemented? So they would be implemented by an online portal that is developed by the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment, and this online portal, it has two modules. So it has two modules, two components to it. One is the registration module, and second one is a scheme module. So in registration module, you have to first register yourself so that you can take benefits of all the components of this scheme, or all the benefits or the components that can be added afterwards under this particular scheme. So first of all, you have to do registration, and you will get a unique ID that you can use for the rest of your life. So that is the registration module, and next is the scheme module. So whichever component which you are eligible for, you can be a part of that under the scheme module. So these are the two different modules. And also there is one more feature, is that whatever be the financial assistance that you are eligible for under this particular scheme, that would be directly transferred to the beneficiary's account. Okay, so these are the important implementation key features of the scheme. And now when we're talking about the initiatives that are there for the DNTs, SNTs and NTs, so there are some two other important programs also. These were already launched. This is not launched this in 2022, but these are already some initiatives that are there for the DNTs, SNTs and NTs. So I just want you to have a quick look at that. So one is Nanaji Deshmukh scheme for construction of hostels for DNTs, boys and girls. So this was launched in the year 14-15, and under this particular scheme, what is done, hostel facilities is provided for the DNTs, boys and girls, and again the condition that was the annual income from all the sources that should be 2.50 lakh or below that. Okay, and they would be provided 3 lakh per hostel, so per seat. So what happens in this particular scheme, per year 500 seats are allocated. Okay, so means 500 boys girls can take benefit of it, and for hostel facilities 3 lakh is given, and for furniture there is 5,000 per seat that is being given by the central government. And the second one is Dr. Ambedkar pre-matric and post-matric scholarship for DNT. So here in the DNT students, they get scholarship. Okay, so these are already running schemes. So now that is all for today. So homework that you have is Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is headed by, so you have to just tell the name of the minister. That is your homework, and that is all in this particular section. If you have any doubt, any query, you can comment down. I'll definitely reply, and in next one we'll cover another important newly launched scheme. Until then, all the very best for your examination, and thank you.